I think a key barrier is the silence.
People are more about equality, which is equal opportunities for everyone. But not everyone is the same. We need to really look into people's difference and experience and social and cultural context, because equity really is to consider particular individual situation, not a group, but a person.
The outcome that our communities default to is not necessarily one of equality, it's usually one of othering. And when we have a society that others other people, we look to see not a difference to be celebrated, but so often it's a difference to be excluded. So the importance of being able to be inclusive is another cornerstone of equity.
The fraud term is something, of course, many women use in different circumstances. Growing up with that sense of being an outsider, of being an unusual person somehow, whether that's background or the way that I looked. And I think that outsiderness sort of stays with you through life. You're on your own and you're conscious of that. You're very vulnerable.
I would love to see more positive stories out there. Often migrant women I portrayed as those passive people that need quite a lot of support, that they come from a backward society and they need to be pushed to adapt. And because of that, they are doomed as people that can only receive and not giving. Success is often seen as those that have thrived professionally, but there is a lot of great women that do a lot in the society, civic work. They are moms. And if you look, they are moms that came here, not able to raise their kids as they did in the past, but their kids have thrived. So I think they are invisible, really.
People understand what you're dealing with at work. What they don't see is what you're dealing with outside of work as a mum, as a, other commitments you've got on boards or committees. And I think a lot of the stories you read are success stories, but where are the tough times and do we talk about those enough?
My husband and I, it took us more than 12 months to get pregnant, and I'd had 3 miscarriages during that time. And one of the times I remember sitting at my desk and realising that I was bleeding, walking myself to the hospital because I didn't want to move my car to draw attention to the fact that I wasn't at my desk, confirming I was having a miscarriage and coming back to work. And then coming back to work the next day and trying to give the illusion that nothing was going on in my personal life. Because for me it would have been really debilitating to my career to be seen as someone who was trying to get pregnant. It would have meant that opportunities were taken away from me. And that is what happened when I was pregnant, that opportunities were taken away from me.
Women occupy those kinds of hidden spaces, and I'm not talking about motherhood, I'm talking about women's experiences and women's perspectives and women's approaches to the world and to being in the world. One of the things I'm very aware of is the incapacity of institutions to actually acknowledge and embrace difference. I think that they're really not able to properly bring forward and look at what difference means and the opportunity it can bring us all. what we find is that in these kinds of institutions, successful women often take on the attitudes and approaches of men as a singular model of the way we need to be. I think structural change obviously is important, but we need to see people of difference, you know, in positions of power.
We do need to see ourselves, and we also need to see what we could possibly be.
You know, it is looking at things like our leadership and our leaders, and you know, you can't be what you can't see, and how can we support our people into those leadership roles.
There is still so much to do.
We need to change how people think, how people see others.
Society is changing, and we have the opportunities to meet those challenges for ensuring that the changes allow a step forward for women, girls and gender diverse people, particularly in our rural and regional areas.